Hi guys, welcome to my new Rive course on character animation. Today we're going to have a look at rigging. That might be a scary word to you, but I promise you after this lesson you're gonna love it. Hi guys, welcome to my new Rive tutorial on how to rig a character. So let's just get into it. You can download this character in the link below, or you can use your own one. Okay, just let's get into it. So basically we've got this character here. The whole character is grouped under this master group called character. Then I've got the shadow and then the treadmill. So the first thing you might ask is, why does this guy only have one arm and one leg? Well, it's actually because I'm lazy. I don't want to rig the leg twice. I'm just going to rig one leg and then copy it, and then the same for the arm. Okay, let's get into it. So if we go into the character group, we can see everything is grouped together. We've got the head, we've got the neck, we've got the front arm, the torso, the hip, the front leg, and then also the shoe. So let's start. First thing we want to do is we want to create an instance where if you turn this neck, the head follows, and that's very easy to do. What we're going to do, we just go to the neck, create a group, call that neck R for neck rotation. You can use your own naming system, but I found that works. Sort of using R for rotation or A for animation works just fine. Then I'm going to take head and I'm going to put that into the neck, and then if I rotate this, everything rotates together. But now what I need to do is I need to press Y for the anchor point because I want it to pivot from the bottom. So I'm just going to put it there. That's it. So now this head is rigged. Now we need to make it so that if you rotate the torso or move the torso, then the head moves with the torso. And then obviously that's just the same thing. I've created a group here that says torso and torso R, which means torso rotation. So I'm going to take the neck R with the head in it and just drop that into the torso R. Then now, if you rotate it, you'll see it works perfectly. Then the next thing I do is I take the arms and I put that into the same group. Like so. Perfect. Now we need to do the same. We need to put everything into the hip group because that's going to be our master controller for moving the body. So we just take the torso, open up the hip group, take the whole torso and just drag it in here. Now whenever I move the hip, we're moving everything, and if I move the torso on its own, it's just going to move like that. So excellent. So now let's get the bone tool and we're going to rig the arms and the legs. That's actually very easy. We're going to start with the arm because that's the easiest one. So just draw out some bones. I've made 3 bones, one for the upper arm, one for the lower arm, and one for the hand. So let's just rename them. I use the suffix F because that's just for the front. So it's front arm, front forearm, and front hand. Now we need to rig this, and that's very easy. We just go into our character here, and then we go into the front arm and select that one. Press double enter to select the path, and then say bind bones, and then you click Control plus Shift and select these 2. Once you did that, press done. Now we go here and we go to the path and we say edit vertices. Now we're going to weight the bones. For this bone at the top, for this vertex at the top, we want it 100% influenced by the upper arm. That's correct. Then we've got one in the middle. This one here, we want this one to be 50-50. This one we want to be 100% forearm. And that's that. So now if we check it works perfectly. Okay, and then for the hand, all we need to do with the hand is we just take the hand and we drop that into the bone, the hand bone, make it a child of the hand bone. So now everything's going to work together perfectly, as you can see. Then I'm just going to take this whole structure here, just for good housekeeping, I'm putting it into the front arm group. Because if I want to copy it for the back arm, it's just going to be very easy. All I do is I just go Control D. Now I've got the back arm. And then I need to change everything. So very important to change everything when you're working this way, because it can get very complicated very quickly. So I'm just going to change all the things for the back arm, just make it be. Okay, now we've got the back arm, but obviously it should be at the back of the body. So now all we do here is we take this back arm group and we put this here behind shirt. So now if I move the back arm, you'll see it's behind the shirt. But as you can see here, there's a problem. It goes in front of the pants and we don't want that. So how are we going to solve that problem? It's actually very easy to solve this problem. We just need to put a draw order in. So we go to the back arm, put a draw order. Now the way the draw order works is that you go here and you say below target. So whatever I choose here in the hierarchy, this is going to go below that. So it's going to be behind. So let's choose the one that's something that's in the back. Let's choose front leg. So if I choose that as the draw order, you're going to see it's going to go behind front leg, which is at the bottom of the stack. So that solves it up. Well, it should solve our problem. Let's see what I did wrong. Oh, yeah. So I need to activate the draw rule here. That's very important. I've set the draw rule up, but I need to activate it. So now it's going to work perfectly. See, now it works perfectly. And we just do the same with the hand. So let me get the hand here. The hand is inside here of the bone. So draw order, draw rule, select below target, front leg. And I forgot to change that to backhand. Then all I want to do now is I just want to change the colors for the backhand, make it a bit darker, and change the color here on the back arm as well. And that's that. Now we've got the arm set up. Okay, now let's work on the legs. Before we start on the legs, I just want to explain a very important concept on rigging to you. So if I take the arm here, you take the front arm, I can move this here, then I can move the second bone, and I can move that one. So they all move independently. And this is called forward kinematics, when every bone moves independently. And that's great if we have arms. But for the legs, most of the times we want to use something that's called inverse kinematics, or IK. What IK does is it basically you create a controller, and then you can move the ankle, and then the whole leg will follow. You'll see exactly what it does now, because when we start with the rigging of the leg. So if it sounds confusing to you now, don't worry. It's all going to make sense pretty soon. So we start with another bone. This is our leg. We change the names. Okay, now I've got our bone set up for the legs. Now we need to bind the geometry or the shape to that. So we got our front leg here, and now we can select the path again. Just a note here on the front leg, what I did here is I created everything as just one single stroke. So what I did here is I used trim paths. Like if you used to After Effects, trim path it only goes to a certain amount on of this actual stroke. So if you can see here, there's a blue here, and it's got a trim paths. Let me just play with that. As you can see here, it's 40%. So you can tweak it here, make it longer or shorter. That's quite a nice way to set up layers, stroke layers. So I only have one stroke to work with, which is great. And then I only rig it once. So we go to the path and we say bind bones, control shift. That's it. We don't bind the foot because that's not part of the leg. And then we go to the leg bone. Then we go to the edit vertices. We select the top vert. Yes, we want it 100% here. We want it 50-50 here because it's in the middle. Just bring this down. And the bottom one, we want 100% on the shin. So excellent. So now it should work. Okay, while we're at it, just as before with the hand, we're going to take the shoe and we're going to drop that into the foot bone. Okay, I've dropped the shoe into the foot bone. And what I want to do now is I want to set up an IK chain. So I'm going to select the shin bone. Then I'm going to go here to constraints, press IK. I want to affect two bones. So I want to affect this bone and this one. So I say the bone count 2. And then what I want to do after that is I want to get a target. So I'm just going to press G to create a group, and I'm going to create a group just here where the shin meets the foot, and I'm going to change the name. So here I'm going to make it from a style. The style I'm going to change to a target. Let's use a square. And I'm going to call this F ankle. Okay. So now go back to the F shin and go to the IK, and then the target would be F ankle, and everything should work now. Perfect. This is how it should work. This is IK. So you can see if I drag the ankle out, the whole leg follows with it. And this is exactly how we want to rig the foot. Okay. Sometimes when you work with IK and you set up your IK, it might look weird. Like for example, like this. If it goes the wrong direction. All you need to do then, it's very simple. You go into your IK constraint and say invert direction. So it should either go this way or that way. But in this case, mine was correct. Okay. Now we want to rig this bone. So whenever we go here to the main hip controller, if I bring it down, the leg follows. How are we going to do that? That's very easy. Firstly, let me just make this hip controller a target, because I like to have all the controllers as targets. Okay, so that's a target now. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to go to this F leg. I'm going to add a constraint, translation constraint. Unfortunately, you can't use offset for bones, but that's fine. I think we can get away with that. So I'm just going to take the target, and I'm going to use, for target, I'm going to use this one, hip. Where's hip? There's hip. Okay, and it snaps it to the center of that group. So let me just go here to the front here, make the leg straight. So if we want to let this leg down a bit, all we need to do, we can either bring the, let's just bring the hip down. Now, what you will see is if I press the hip controller and I bring that down, now it follows it perfectly. But we've got one more problem, that we want the foot to be straight when we do this. And that's actually a very easy fix. All we need to do is we go to the F ankle, copy that, place it there at the toe, and call it F toe. And then we go to the foot bone, add a constraint, make it IK. And then the target, we want toe. And then toe, we make a child of ankle. And now it should work. Let's see. Perfectly. Works perfectly. So this process might be a bit complicated, but I promise you, after you've done it a few times, you can do it. You'll be able to do it in your sleep. So this is basically the process of setting up a rig and in Rive. And as you can see, this guy's getting very excited to be animated, which we will do in the next lesson. Now, obviously, you still need to copy this leg and then put it behind the other leg. Let's do that quickly. Okay, so I'm just going to take all these leg bones and I'm going to go into the character and I'm just going to group front leg and all the bones. I'm going to make a group and call it F leg. Then I'm going to take this controller. I'm going to just put that inside the master. And maybe let's put that in a group, call it controllers. We have to keep everything very neat here. And then we twirl down. We select F leg, which is F leg and the bones. Keep in control, select F ankle. And then we just say Control D. Now we've got the back legs created. Okay. And then as before, we just need to change everything from F to B for back. Okay, now we need to take this back leg. As you can see, it's in the front here. We just put that behind the front leg here in the character group. And now it should work. Let's see if it works. Perfect, it works. And then the last thing I want to do before we can call this rig done is I just want to make all the layers or all the colors for the back leg just a bit darker, just to add a bit of depth and to create interest and to make the animation pop a bit. So I'm just going to do that quickly. Just go here, make this one slightly darker, copy that, paste that there. We go here to the skin color and sample that color. And then for the socks, we just go a bit like an off-white, like an eggshell almost. And then we can do the same for the shoe. Great, and that is our rig done. So in the next video, we're going to start with the animation process, and that's going to be lots of fun. I hope you enjoyed it.